Thank you, Ray, for coming and joining me today. I believe there are many special tiny moments in our lives that have helped guide a life well lived. I would love to hear a blip in time, a memory, something special that possibly seemed small in the moment, but ended up leaving lasting impression throughout your life.
Well, in terms of leaving lasting impressions for my life, I would say the first important memory was meeting Alberta, who turned out to be my wife of 55 years. I knew her roommate and was introduced to her, and I was immediately smitten. Complicating matters was that a few weeks before I had been at a Christmas party and met a very intriguing woman from the East Coast, and decided that I would like to invite her to the University of Michigan Junior Prom. I wrote the letter, actually, sealed it, put a stamp on it, left it on my desk, went upstairs to bed, but I couldn't fall asleep because I started to think about Alberta. And I got out of bed at 2 in the morning and put the letter in my desk drawer, fearful that my roommate would get up before me, see the letter, and mail it. So I called Alberta, and fortunately she was free, and I took her to the junior prom. It was a huge event at the University of Michigan. We had a wonderful evening. It's an enormous event, a couple of thousand people, two well-known orchestras, Louis Prima and Duke Ellington were playing, and we danced the night away until one of the bands struck up the music for a conga line, and so impulsively I put my hands on Alberta's hips and we started doing the conga. And I'm not exaggerating, in 15 minutes there had to have been hundreds of people in line behind us.
Well, 5 foot 2 eyes are blue, but oh, what those 5 foot can do. Has anybody seen my girl? Well, turned up nose, turned down hose, never had no other bows. Has anybody seen my girl? Now, if you run into a 5 foot 2 covered with diamond rings and all those things, bet your life it isn't her. But could she love, could shaboo, a good jet, oh, a cool, chay, cool. she loved good shabu, a good dad, 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 oh, good dad, good. Has anybody seen my Thank you so much, everybody.
Another event that sticks in my mind is my purchasing a ukulele when I was in a junior year at the University of Michigan. And the Huron River ran through the campus of the University of Michigan, and we would frequently rent a canoe, and Alberta would sit in the front and paddle while I sat in the back and sang and played my ukulele. It turned out to be a metaphor for our life. She did the heavy things, and I did the light or fun things.
A coda defined is the concluding passage of a piece of movement, typically forming an addition to the basic structure. Would you share your great fortune in experiencing 3 thrilling codas or exciting additions to the main structure of your story?
Well, 3 significant additions were meeting Harriet Barron 6 months after Alberta died. I've heard it said that every man should try and find a woman who's smarter than he, and I succeeded in the 2 loves of my life. The second that comes to mind is vastly expanding my talents on the ukulele. I have learned new chords, I've learned new strums, I've vastly expanded my repertoire. When I learn and master a new chord, I can feel a synapse in my mind, in my brain connecting. And the third very significant coda was a second bar mitzvah. There's a psalm that states that if you reach 70, which was the life expectancy in those days, you entered a new religious life. Therefore, 13 years later, you could have a second bar mitzvah. And I asked the rabbis if there was such a thing as a third bar mitzvah. So I would ask you to save the date, late June 2026, when, God willing, I'll have a third bar mitzvah.
I'll be there. Excellent. Thank you for sharing. What a great way to celebrate life.
Live high.